Mrs. Lloyd, a woman who is rich in compassion and a thick life experience, cannot help but worry when Tu Tien suddenly meets the lost father again. She understood that after many storms of life, Tu Tien deserves happiness, but she is also aware of the fragility of beliefs and pitfalls can hide behind the sincere appearance. Instead of hastily congratulating, Miss Lloyd chose to approach carefully and thoughtfully. She spent time chatting with a strange man, observing every gesture, listening to every word, trying to find signs of truth. She did not hesitate to ask tough questions, asking him to provide specific details about the past of Tu Tien. Childhood memories, identification characteristics that only relatives know. Besides, Miss Lloyd also silently searched for the old acquaintances of the man's family, wishing to verify the information he provided. She understood that in sensitive situations like this, carefulness is never redundant. Miss Lloyd also noticed the reaction of Tu Tien, observing whether she had any familiar emotions. When interacting with this man, she understands that although memories may be buried, the heart still has difficult vibrations. To ensure absolute safety for Tu Tien, Miss Lloyd proposed to perform DNA tests. She believes that only science can give the most accurate answer. She also advised Tu Tien not to make any important decision in a hurry, but take the time to think and learn carefully. Miss Lloyd is always Tu Tien, creating a safe and comfortable space so she can share her feelings and thoughts. She encouraged Tu Tien to recall her childhood memories, memory pieces that could help her recognize her biological father. During that process, Miss Lloyd did not forget to encourage and comfort Tu Tien, affirming to her that no matter what the outcome, she and Jack always loved and supported her. She wanted Tu Tien to understand that, whether she found her father or not, she always had a loving family by her side. Proposal of Miss Lloyd's DNA test has a strange wind blowing in. The soul is filled with the emotions of Tu Tien. The overwhelming joy of finding the lost father was suddenly replaced by confusion and anxiety in her heart. There was a vague fear, an indescribable feeling of insecurity. Tu Tien looked at Mrs. Lloyd, her eyes filled with sadness. She understood that Mrs. Lloyd just wanted to be good for herself, but the thought to face a DNA test made her tremble. She did not know what she was afraid of the outcome as expected, or afraid to face the harsh truth. I don't know what to do. I want to wait for Jack. I want him to be around. Tears flowing out, Tu Tien felt smaller and weaker than ever. She had experienced so much suffering and loss, and now, when happiness seemed to be at hand, she feared it would disappear. I don't want to disappoint her. Tu Tien continued, her voice choked. But I need time. Tu Tien lowered his head, trying to suppress the tears that were flowing out. She felt like a lost child, not knowing where to cling. She just wanted Jack to be next to her, hugging her and saying that everything would be fine. In a foreign land, Jack always follows the smallest fluctuations in Tu Tien's life. Despite being busy with studies and research, he still spends time calling, texting, asking, and encouraging the girl he loves. When he heard that Tu Tien found his father, he was both happy and worried. Glad that Tu Tien finally found relatives after years of loneliness. Worry because he understood better than anyone. Tu Tien was too naive and easy to believe in people. He was afraid she would hurt the other man was not really her father. When I heard Tu Tien said that she wanted to wait for him to come back, Jack's heart was tightened. He felt the insecurity and fear of her voice, and he knew he could not let her face this alone. I have to go to you, Jack told himself. He could not let Tu Tien worried and scared alone. He must be a solid shoulder for her to rely on, who protects her from all injuries. Jack immediately arranged work and booked flights back home. He couldn't wait another moment. He wanted to hug Tu Tien in his lap, soothe her fear, and find the truth with her. On the long flight, the mind Jack is confused. He worried about Tu Tien, worried about DNA test results, and worried about the future of the two. He knew that no matter what the outcome, he would always be with Tu Tien, loving and protecting her. When the plane landed, Jack rushed out of the airport like a wind. He wanted to quickly go to Tu Tien. Want to see her smile? want to tell her how much he loved her? Tu Tien's small room becomes incredibly warm when Jack entered. He hugged her tightening, as if he wanted to pass all his warmth and peace of mind to the little girl. Tu Tien buried his face in his chest. The tears of happiness rolled down his cheek. She felt like she had just found a solid fulcrum after many days of thunderstorms. The strange man, now called by Tu Tien, stood nestled in a corner of the room, looking at two young people with gentle and sympathetic eyes. He understands that, after many years of separation, Tu Tien needs time to get acquainted and accept this truth. Jack let go of Tu Tien, gently wiped away the tears on her cheek, then turned to look at the man. His eyes were a bit considered, but he could not hide his sympathy. He understood that this man has also experienced the years of suffering and longing to find his daughter. "Hello, where?" Jack said. His voice was warm and polite. "I'm Jack, Tu Tien's boyfriend." The man nodded, showing a gentle smile. "Hello," he replied. "You are Fairy's father." The air in the room becomes silent, only the gentle breath of three people. Tu Tien looked at his father, trying to look for lost memories. The pieces of childhood were buried by time. "Father, can you tell me about your childhood?" Tu Tien asked softly. The voice trembled. The man nodded, began to talk about the ancient memories, about an innocent and lovely little girl. He talked about the games, fairy tales, lullaby that he once sang to her. Tu Tien listened, tears flowed out. She felt like there was an invisible rope connecting her with this man, a rope of the body. Jack stood beside him, quietly observing. He understands that this is an important moment in the life of Tu Tien, and he will always be with her, support and protect her. Thank you for watching our story. Wish you all the best.